Hello beautiful people, welcome back. I'm so excited to bring you my very first guest, Delanie. She's the owner of Dope Floral, which she started back in 2019. Her work is amazing. She has been mentioned in so many blogs, including Broadsheet Melbourne and TimeOut Melbourne. So we met in a local Melbourne market and we have been good friends ever since. I personally have ordered her flowers numerous times because honestly they're just so bright and so colorful. And guess what? They are also eco-friendly. Her floral arrangements are so amazing, it would light up your day. Just by scrolling through her Instagram feed will put a smile on your face. I'm serious. Go onto her Instagram and check it out after the interview. Now please enjoy the interview and let Delanie tell you more about Dope Floral and how you are making an impact for our environment every time when you order flowers from her. And please continue watching till the end because she has a little something for you. Enjoy! Okay, well, we will start with you telling people more about your story and how you started Dope Floral.
Okay. So let me just see. Yeah. Okay. So my story. So I'm from the US, obviously, my accent. I started out, actually I studied neuroscience, and I worked in a lab for 5 years. Was thinking about getting a PhD and trying to decide, but my one boss, he made it really clear for me. He just said, do you wake up in the middle of the night thinking about neuroscience? And the answer was no for me, because my PhD is quite a commitment. So yeah, I actually started working part-time in a flower shop near my lab, fell in love with floral design, then I ended up in Australia, got a job, and still just really loved it. So that was my new career path. Yeah, and I started Dope Florals because I had to leave that flower job because I was on a working holiday visa, so I can only work at a company for 6 months at a time. Yeah. And then when I left that, I was trying to find a flower shop to join, and no one would hire me because I don't have a floral certificate. So yeah, I just thought I wasn't about to get a bunch of money, spend a bunch of time getting a certificate when I knew that I could do work. So I decided to just start my own business.
I love it. Very inspiring too. What should people know about Dope Floral?
Well, it's just me right now. So that is a big part of what Dope Florals is. It's very custom specific. It's all my creative creations. So I spend a lot of time on each bouquet, really making sure it fits the aesthetic that I like.
A lot of
very
love.
Colorful. Yeah, very colorful, very earth conscious, all that sort of stuff.
Yes, when you mentioned about the earth conscious, because I know you're very passionate about the environment as well. Can you please tell people more about it? How did it come about? Why did you want to be an eco-friendly brand?
Right. So I wouldn't even consider myself like an eco-friendly nut or anything like that. I'm not one of those people that will bombard you with, why are you using plastic? What are you doing there? I'm not like that, and I never considered myself to be like that. So the whole thing with the eco-friendly, it actually so when I started the business, it was just common sense to me. So working in all those flower shops, I noticed all the plastic that they use. They use rubber bands, non-natural rubber bands, so they never go away. They use plastic on the bottoms of the stems to keep the water in. And then they wrap it all up in that big cellophane plastic, which is so outdated anyways, and I think is ugly. just
Yeah.
So just starting a business, it just made sense to me that, you know, we're learning how terrible certain materials are for the earth. We're becoming more aware of how we treat the earth and how we affect the earth. And we're also getting so many new products and new information that are more earth friendly. It made sense to me to start a business using the best products for the environment. And then actually my partner was like, you need to tell people that you're using these things. It's a point for people to use your product because, you know, people are concerned and they want to use a product that's thinking about the earth, and they want to, you know, they want to have these options available. So so that's how it all started. Just kind of, it made sense. Yeah,
I love it. It's a good point of difference. I also think that sometimes it's really depending on the business because, you know, it's really hard for consumers to do all the research and be like, hey, are they eco-friendly or whatever it is. So I love it. What is your routine like now that, you know, we have to be isolated?
So my routine actually isn't that different. So the main thing that's different for me is I actually still not paying myself Dope Florals. It's still growing. It's my second job, retail job. And right now I'm taking some time off just because I couldn't handle serving that many people in a day, knowing, you know, what's going on and not wanting to be part of the profit over people sort of. So that's the main thing that's changed for me right now. With regards to Dope Florals, it hasn't changed much. I still go to the flower market, and they have done some really great things to try and avoid transmission between people. When you walk in, there's a stand in the sun. They have disposable gloves there. And when you check out, they have trolleys 1.5 meters away from the counter, so you can put your flowers down and they can serve you from a safe distance. I mean, you know, keeping up with hygiene, all those sorts of things that everybody else is doing. Obviously that's changed because I'm taking more initiative on that end. But day to day, it hasn't changed much.
So what does that involve? Like, tell people more about the business side of it, I guess.
The business side of, like, the isolation?
No, like, because I feel like a lot of people don't really understand what goes behind a business, like, you know, how much work it is.
So, so it's the most difficult thing, I think, for me at this point is just time and energy that goes with time. So because I have another job, it's, you know, so my regular day would be something like wake up at 4 a.m., go to the, you know, Traders Only flower market, buy my flower, go home, make bouquets, do the deliveries. And then most of the time I go straight to my retail job from deliveries. And I close down the shop, so I'm there till 10 p.m. And then I come and then, you know, do the whole thing again. So it's not a lot of sleep. And there's not a lot of time for a lot of like business management sort of thing. So it's a huge time and energy commitment.
For those who are listening and watching, this is a really good point. Like, you really need a lot of time.
You don't really think about it in the planning stages of a business. You just think like, oh yeah, I'll do this, 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 and this, but you don't like when.
So true.
Because it's like there's so many other there's so many other aspects as well, which you would know a lot about because your other job is in marketing. Most of a business is marketing.
So true.
Especially an online business. So yeah, because you're not at a retail location where people just see you and walk inside. You have to put yourself in front of them, either with like paid ads on Instagram, paid ads on Google, or trying to get into these like blogger posts like TimeOut and Broadsheet, giving your bouquets to people on the street, like all these different things that you have to think about, plan out, and actually, execute. It's just so much, and it becomes most of your business side of things.
Yeah, and on top of that, you need to find time for like personal life as well.
Yeah, which is that's another thing about isolation, is that hasn't really changed for me either, because I just don't have time for socializing so much. So it's really much different.
I am so happy that we got to do this, honestly.
Me too.
Thank you so much for your time, by the way.
Oh, no worries.
So are you saying that people can still order from you?
Yeah, right now we're not shut down yet. The Traders Only flower market I go to is still open. So I believe there's going to be more announcements this weekend. I'm not sure when. So I'll just keep up to date with the levels of the lockdown, and keep everyone posted on my Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll put all the info in the description.
Yeah.
So, what do you think is the best way to support each other right now in terms of like local businesses or like community?
Yeah. So in terms of local business, I just think, me personally, I've been more active in buying from small businesses around me, like people I've met through makers markets and things like that.
Yeah.
And just sending them messages of like solidarity. It's a difficult time. Like, I hope like you can, recoup during this and, come back stronger when it's all done.
Mm-hmm.
Letting them know, just you're a community. And we all have this unique perspective of, small business life. So just supporting each other, letting each other know that we're here, and if they need anything.
Yeah, I think a simple message to all the makers out there, like just a text or whatever, would help too. Love your mug.
Yeah, definitely.
So you also have done the coloring sheet. I love them. My favorite one is the one with the hands.
The two bouquets.
Yeah, I love it. It's so cute. Yeah, are those your hands?
Yeah. I actually just used Adobe Illustrator, just traced a photo that I had.
Wow. Oh, that's another thing that people need to know about you. That you like do all your photos. You basically like do Photoshop and everything. I think it's honestly so amazing. Like, did you know about the skills beforehand?
Sorry, what was the last part?
Did you know about the skills beforehand already?
Oh, yeah. So while I was still a neuroscientist, before I discovered that I wanted to do flowers, I thought about graphic design. So I actually did a bunch of like online courses and did a lot of like self-teaching on the Adobe Suite. And I actually took a year of graphic design class at the San Francisco Institute of Art. But that was expensive, and for these kinds of things, you mostly need a portfolio. So I, tried it out, but it didn't really make. So I know Adobe Suite, Photoshop, and Illustrator. And like you said, all of my Instagram is all me. My website is all me. Everything I did.
Yeah, it's so much work, but I love it. You can feel it though, like it's so colorful. Everything is very consistent. So how did you get the idea for the coloring sheet?
So the coloring sheet, actually, I saw an artist that I follow on Instagram. They started putting up coloring sheets of their artwork. So I was like, that's a really good idea. It's a good way to become more connected with your audience and let them know that you're like there. Give them something to do while they're in isolation, and keep them reminded of your brand through this. Like, the more interaction in different ways, like they can look at they can look at my flower photos all they want on Instagram, but that's not going to trigger anything new in their brain.
Yeah.
So having an interactive thing or something different that they can check out will definitely help to remember my brand.
Yeah, I love it. Was that your neuroscientist background that kicked in?
No, it's all my reading of marketing blogs.
I love it. It's like, I feel like they're all related, actually.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, because like the way you learn as well. Like, so when you're studying something, they tell you, some classes will go over like how to study. And there's a lot of neuroscience research kind of saying like different modes of studying. So if you read something, if you write it down, if you see it visually, if you can if you can learn one subject in all of those different ways, it'll help instill it in your brain because it's different passages, neuron pathways that are getting lifted up and strengthened. So if you can have, the writing pathway and the visual pathway and the auditory pathway all about the same subject, it just really reinforces the idea.
I love it. For people who are watching and listening, that is honestly a really good tip, and she's giving it out for free.
Yeah. And it gets people on the website. I put it on my homepage. So if they want the coloring pages, they click, it goes straight to my homepage. They're already there, and they can as well look through my products. So
yeah, smart cookie. Can you please tell me what it was the one thing or two that you have learned since starting Dope Floral?
Yeah, so the main thing is you don't just make a website and people come running.
So true.
That's what I thought was going to happen. I literally thought that as soon as I went live, people would just see it and be like, this is awesome, and start making like purchases. It doesn't work like that. Marketing, like I said before, is the main thing in business. If people don't see you, and especially if the right people don't see you, you're not getting it, no matter how good your product is.
Totally.
So that's the main thing. The second thing is, it's a lot of work, and you're putting a lot on the line. It's a lot of sacrifice. Like I said, time sacrifice.
Wait, there was a question. Oh, damn, it will come back. But, so can you please tell people if there is anything else that you would like to share about Dope Floral or your journey? The thing that I always think about, because I'm pretty sure every single small business owner will tell you that there have been multiple times where you thought about quitting. Most of the time it's just you, and even if you have a partner or whatever, it's hard because when you're in a big business, you have, all these levels of people, and it's like very secure and whatever. But when it's just you, you're like, is this a thing? Yeah. Is this real? Am I actually a business owner? Like, is this working? Is this worth it? All those kinds of questions. Mostly, is this worth it? Is a big one that I get a lot of the time. So the main thing I think about is actually a Jay-Z quote. He said, the genius thing we did was we
didn't give up. Something like that. I might be misquoting that, but it's, you know, that's what he said.
Did you say Jay-Z?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, people look it up.
It's funny because I was actually doing a flower delivery, and it was on the side of a building in an alleyway. Someone had like painted it on the wall.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, that sounds pretty good. Like, I think that any success story, you can trace it back to just not giving up. Like, it's no like, oh, this business is destined for greatness. This business is destined to, like, you know, fall apart.
Yeah.
It's just stick with it. It's whoever stuck with it. So yeah, I mean, it can go as slow as it can and it can go as fast as it can. But, you know, if you just stick with it, it'll be successful.
Totally. So for whoever that is watching and listening now, please don't give up.
Yeah.
The question came back to me. How long did it take you to realize how just by building a website it won't work?
It probably took a day or two.
Oh, that was quick.
I was like, oh. Yeah. And I mean, my first thing I did was every post on Instagram, I just started making an ad and just like, oh man, it was like ad after ad. And I was like, oh, it's just like $20 a pop. And then like Instagram is really smart and they'll be like, oh, this post is doing 80% better than the other post. Why don't you promote it? And I'm like, yeah, sure, promote it, $20. And then after mindlessly doing that, it ended up being like hundreds of dollars a month. And I was like, whew.
Yeah, it all adds up.
Let's research other ways to do this.
I'm glad that you have overcame that challenge.
Thanks.
All right, well, I have my last question for you. Yeah. How can people continue to support you now during this time?
I mean, Instagram is a really good way to support me. You know, follow, if you like the posts, like them, commenting on them. That just helps with the Instagram algorithm to get in front of people more, those sorts of things. And just, I mean, best way is just, if you want to buy something, that would be, you know, awesome. And you're also supporting other people because you're sending it to someone who will appreciate the flowers. Otherwise, just like, I think messages are great. Like, I've messaged multiple people that I don't even know on Instagram and just saying like, hey, I really like what you're doing. I really like your aesthetic. Just keep going. I just wanted to tell you that I appreciate it. And I've received messages as well. Like, someone in the UK, she's just like, has a nice garden and she posts really cool garden pics. And she messaged me just saying like how much she loves my flowers, and if, you know, she was in Australia, she would buy them. It's just, it means so much. Like, to just keep doing that. Like, whoever it is that you're appreciating online, like, we all know how hard it is to have a small business. Like, just reach out and tell other small business owners that, or creatives in general, that, you know, you appreciate and you're seeing them and all that sort of stuff.
Love it. I love it. Don't underestimate any small kindness action, I guess.
Exactly.
So I am really happy that you are gonna do a giveaway.
Yeah, so I was thinking I might just do a coupon code for free delivery. Right now I don't really have much to give away other than flowers. Yeah, so we'll just do a coupon giveaway. I don't know what code to use.
Oh, good. Can you please tell people more about it, like how they can obtain it? As in, sorry, obviously it's only valid for Australia, Victoria State.
Right, yeah. So with it, we do delivery within 10 kilometers of the Melbourne CBD. And all that information is on our website under delivery info. But yeah, so I guess I'll just upload a code to receive free delivery on any flower order, which is $10. It's a $10 flat rate. So that's pretty decent.
Yep. How long will this coupon code last?
It can last forever, just one use per person.
Cool, amazing. I think that's
we'll
a
just
wrap.
put it in the description of the episode.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
I think that's a wrap. Anything else you would like to share?
That's it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Thanks for
I love it. Thank you so much for your time, honestly. I'm so happy to see your face.
Of course, you too. I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm like so excited about this project. So it's keeping me going.
Yeah, good. Good to have a focus and something to like work towards.
Yeah. You kind of cut off at the end.
So it's good to have like something to work towards.
Yes, it is. And I hope that it will help many other people as well.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being my very first guest.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
I will see you around.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. I hope you enjoyed the interview and now know a little bit more of what goes behind a floristry business. As mentioned in the interview, she would love to give you a free delivery for your first flower order. This is only valid for Australian citizens only. More terms and conditions will be in the description below. Please go follow her on Instagram. Like I said, I am not kidding that her Instagram feed will put a smile on your face. Her details will be in the description below as well. So why not order some flowers, surprise someone, bring some color into someone's life, or maybe you can order some for yourself and brighten up your work from home station. If you know someone who would love to hear this story, share or tag them. And don't forget to subscribe because you will get notified every time when I upload a new video. And remember, you are amazing and you are not alone. I'll see you in the next video. What?